the mastermind, the monster behind the greatest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust and the worst massacre we have witnessed in the Holy Land since the founding of the modern state of Israel, is officially dead. His name is Yahya Sinwar. He was the co-founder of Hamas's internal security branch, responsible for maintaining the jihadi radicalization of Gaza's youth, as well as murdering any Palestinian who was suspected of collaborating with the State of Israel. Sinwar was imprisoned by Israel in 1989 for his involvement in the killing of 2 Israeli soldiers, as well as multiple other militant activities of terrorism and violence. However, during his time in an Israeli prison, Sinwar would be diagnosed with a life-threatening brain tumor. He was destined to die if he would not be operated on and saved. Now, Sinwar underwent life-saving surgery at Soroka Medical Center in 2004, and he would make a miraculous recovery. But can you see the irony of it all? He was saved by the very nation he was trying to destroy, Israel. Now, his first name, Yahya, actually means God is gracious, or God gives life. And that's exactly what happened. The nation of Israel showed deep compassion and mercy towards its most violent and hate-filled enemy. This is the Israel that the pro-Palestinian propagandists will never mention in their marches. And now I want to point out something else about Yahya's last name, Sinwar. Can you see it? His greatest sin was his constant desire for war with God's people and God's promise. Sinwar would ultimately be released from an Israeli prison in 2011 in the Gilad Shalit prison exchange. After his release, Sinwar rose to the top of Hamas's leadership, becoming the regional leader of Hamas in the Gaza Strip from 2017 onwards. Israeli intelligence is now releasing some painful information that has been kept disclosed until today. 46 days ago, you might remember how I shared about the tragic execution of 6 innocent Israeli hostages who were brutally murdered by Hamas in a tunnel in Rafah after being hostages for 331 days. Eden, Hirsch, Carmel, Amog, Ori, and Alexander, the beautiful 6 who were barbarically murdered. Now, it's believed that these 6 hostages were the very hostages that Sinwar was purposely surrounding himself with in an effort to prevent any Israeli assassination attempt on his life. And 46 days ago, Israel must have come close to his location, and Sinwar must have given the orders to flee and kill these innocent 6 Israeli hostages to avoid capture and to prevent a rescue operation. He showed no mercy. And now the God of Israel has finally caught up with this demon of a man, Sinwar. He was killed today when an Israeli patrol saw 3 terrorists entering a building in Rafah and an Israeli tank opened a round of fire towards the building. They weren't even aware of the high-value target that they happened to kill until inspecting the bodies and finding a dead, lifeless Sinwar with a hole in his head. So here's my message to every single Palestinian supporter around the world who has openly chanted Sinwar's name or celebrated his campaign of violence. Your demon king is now dead. Sinwar launched this war a year ago on the last day of the Jewish holiday called Sukkot, and Yahya Sinwar would be killed on the first day of the Jewish holiday called Sukkot in 2024. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but by the God of Israel, who is the first and the last, the first to love and the last to bring about his righteous judgment on the wicked. So do not make the same mistake Sinwar did. The sin of waging war against God's people and the sin of holding a deep hatred against God's promise that his people would be reunited with his holy land. Return the hostages, seek peace with Israel, and fear the one true God, the God of creation, who is the God of Israel. Hak Sameach.